Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Laila from the Division of Program Promotion, University Tunku Abdul Rahman. Welcome to Utar Live webinar. Glad to see you all here. Well, today our topic is exploring business world. So our speaker today is Mr. Lee Yun Heng from the Faculty of Accountancy and Management, Sungai Long campus. So after the topic sharing, there is a Q&A session. So if you have any question, please click the Q&A button below the screen here. Okay, right. Due to the limited time, we may not be able to answer all your questions. So I hope we have to only select the question. So only selected question will be answered, right? So guys, Zoom is our main platform. So at the same time, we are also live in our official Facebook page, which is Utar for you. So if any one of your friends are yet to register in Zoom, so do join us at Facebook page Utar for you. Right now, let's welcome our speaker today, Mr. Lee Yun Heng.
Good evening. Thank you, Puan Nora, Puan Nolila. Okay, I hope you can hear my voice clear. I'm also hope that you have enjoyed your dinner. All right. So now after dinner, just spend a few minutes on Zoom here. So basically, I will just introduce to you the general, give you a general pictures about starting a general business and management course in Utah. Right? So as Puan Nolila mentions, after these short presentations, then you have a chance to ask any question related to what I presented, as well as general question about enrolling into the Utah or study. You want to find more information about the Utah bachelor programs on business management courses. All right. Don't worry. I think you have sufficient time to ask questions. So if any questions at all, feel free to ask, which we will do it after these presentations. The title of the presentation is called Exploring Business World. Subtitle is Bachelor Degree in Business, a good choice in the age of Industry 4.0. All right. So this is what briefly will be covered. This is a slide which I taken from the internet. All right. It's basically as you are right now, you probably just finished your SPM could be or STPM, so that equivalence. So you are actually looking for options. What can you do after you finish your what I call the secondary school or Form 6 or STPMs? So you want to explore options. Right? So here is it. Okay, just spend a few more minutes, then we'll go through some of the interesting aspect of doing business courses in Utah. Right? Right. Business world. Okay, business world is a big words. Maybe it's best to understand the business world comparing past and present. So now, as you know, it's a durian seasons. I think the first phase of durian season is towards the tail end. The new phase will be coming soon, starting late or July and August. So if you are a fan like me who who like to eating durian so much, you will actually notice that the way of selling business has been slowly evolving. For the last few years, we already started to see durian are actually migrating online, especially to the online platform like Shopee and Lazada in Malaysia. You can actually order durian from this platform. And not only that, those platforms not only serving the local customer in Malaysia, but any customer from China all over the world, they can order the durian regardless where they're resided. Our famous Musang King durian, and this online shopping platform will deliver the durian to their doorsteps. So you can see, right, selling durian, the business have been evolving to the online world. And what about in our daily life, for examples? All right, these are just two pictures, 2005 versus 2013. 2013 sound like so old already. Right now we are 2020. But you can see here, right? All right, the past, whereby the mobile devices such as handphone was not common. Whenever we want to see something, all right, whether watching a parade or watching a concert, we had to find a strategic locations so that we can witness all the performances and all the parades. But nowadays, with all the handheld devices. You just lift up your hand, all right, and on your devices, then you can do your own personal streamings on what is going on. Thing has changed, all right, not only in the business world as well as our personal life, right? And this is the concept called ZMOT. Basically, Zen for zero moment of truth. Right? So this concept is created by Google. You know, Google is the world largest advertising platform. So a lot of companies use Google to promote their products, right? So from the Google experience, they found that whenever consumers come exposed to any form of advertising or advertisement or promoting about product or services, in that split seconds, when the consumer come contact with the advertising message, they will make a decision whether they want to put in additional efforts to find out more about the product or services being advertised or not. All right. So that's few very short split second. They call it zero moment of truth. Right. So now you can see that the business and fighting for consumer, we do have months or day, but here just a split second. In that split second, you feel to catch the attentions of your target customers. That's it, right? The customer will just screw you up, say you screw your screen, or they just visit another page, right? Let's take another look at the real business world here. Here I show you comparing two companies, right? One, the company, this is in automobiles. I'm sure you're very familiar with Toyota. You might have owned one, or you might have owned several, all right? And in fact, Toyota could be one of your favorite brands when you talk about buying a car, right? So Toyota established in 1937, very, very long time ago. I think it was maybe 80 years ago. Worldwide, they have employed about 369 employees. Okay, annually, regardless what kind of model they produce in which part of the world, they sold in 2019 close to 9 million cars a year. Right? So it's such a very big companies, various model active in many parts of the world. All right, have a very loyal customer base. Their car are famous for their quality, right, and performance. Whereas another company at this moment, all right, is from US called Tesla. This company was established in 2003, right? 60 years, almost 60 or 70 years later than Toyota, have a number of employees about 37,000. All right, how many unit a car is sold worldwide? All right, it's only 360,000. It's about, let's calculate, it's about 4% of what Toyota produce. Yet, all right, uh, based on the latest informations, the overall market valuations of Tesla is much more is higher than Toyota. Right? This is the investor value the company. How the investor value the company? This in that way they see that Tesla have a brighter future than Toyota. Right? So that confidence of Tesla reflect in how they value the companies. Right? You can see, right? So the way they're doing business have changed. Why Tesla is now considered the world's most valuable car maker? Because Tesla represent the future, right? Their cars are all using electrics, right? And they are not just producing electric car, but they produce electric high performance car, which can drive from what I call 0 to 100 kilometer in few seconds, right? So people who drove a Tesla car feel very proud, right? They are in the future. They are conserving or saving the environment because electric car. So there are three very simple scenarios which I briefly described, from the durian sellers to making a car. Right? So the question now is, how can we prepare for the future? Right? It seems things keep changing. Right? Not to mention now we are in the flux of the post-COVID-19 periods. So how can we prepare for the future? Is a good question. Right. So let's do a very simple exercise. So I lead the next slides. I'm going to show you one statement. So if you could read out loud together, all right? So are you ready? So let me show you that one sentence, right? Okay, can you see that? So what is this sentence? Right. So this is a sentence. Right. Opportunities are now here. Right. There's so much of changes happening in the business world. So much uncertainties happen now, come into the post-COVID-19. Right? Yet, I'm making a claim that there are opportunities. Right? Where are we right now specifically? Let's use the concept of industry revolutions. Earlier in my opening slide, I mentioned that the title of the presentation today is about exploring business world. Specifically, we look at is a bachelor degree in business still relevant in the industry 4.0. Right? So what is industry 4.0? Industry 4.0 happened right now as today. Right? It is called the intelligence, meaning that all the economy activities, all the focusing on making things smarter, right? So we're talking about using artificial intelligence. We're talking about automations that save a lot of humans' labors, save a lot of human manpower, right? And this is the industry 4.0 big we are currently experiencing right now. All right. Before that, what we have is the industry 3.0. The industry 3.0, which is happened from 1990s onwards. The focus is on computing power. Right. Computing power had helped us a lot. Right. However, that era had gone. Now about automations, smart intelligence, machine learning, right? All this come into the pictures, right? It seems right now we're going into a very technological oriented world, right? Similarly, it seems like business also moving to more technologies aspects, right? So the question will be, the futures, when we talk about futures, does they always mean sciences and technologies? All right, same we're talking about industry 4.0, just about machine learning, artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth. Right. So let's look at one report. All right, so this is the title report is called the Future of Jobs Report, dated 2018. So this was published by World Economic Forum. Every year we have this World Economic Forum, whereby all the what call the think tank, all the smart peoples, all the economists, okay, they gather together, all right, they brainstorm. Right, they try to forecast what will likely to happen in the future. So this specific report is about the jobs market in the industry revolution 4.0. All right, so I just quote one of the what I call summaries highlighted in the report. All right, it says, quote, strong employment growth in emerging sectors like artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, and blockchains. So these people, they forecasted employment will likely see a lot of demand in the sector of artificial intelligence, robotics, and blockchains. These are all very technology-oriented industry. However, the report also said, but also in the non-tech positions such as customer service, sales, marketing, training, and skill development. Right. So this report specifically highlighted customer service. I think customer service, this job or this industry have been existed very, very long time ago. Yet, okay, according to the Future Jobs Report 2018, it will be likely in demand as well, together with all the AI, robotics, and blockchain. In addition to that, sales, marketing, and training will be in great demand as well, right? Why such a non-tech, non-science, we call jobs still will be high demand? Couple of reasons. Probably the first, top most important reason are, number one, only humans will introduce the creativity to the business, right? So this creativity related to business is something maybe you're more familiar with what we call it as the entrepreneurships, right? Secondly, in doing business or servicing the customers, giving customer a very good experience, all right, you require interactions, specifically social interactions between human, right? So at this moment, regardless what are the advancements made by AI, robotics or Android, all right, the human interactions still cannot be duplicated, right? And most of the case is still between a human and human, all right? So with dates, all right, the report said that the non-technology based positions or employments will be in great demands together with the all the technologies oriented positions. Okay. So let me address to you if what I call, you just completed your school studies and you're looking to enter into university. So you are probably quite young, probably okay, not more than 20s or around the 20, maybe 18 to 20s, around the age, right? So in marketing, right, we like to give a labels to the population who born in a certain period of times, right? I think you heard before, like baby boomers, generations, millennials, generation Y, generation X, right? So now, okay, if you're born in the year 2000s, all right, the terms we give or label you is generation Z. All right. So generation Z is special in a way or unique from the previous generations in the way that you are the world's first digital native, meaning that you are born with all the digital gadgets which were introduced by the industry 3.0 mentioned earlier, right? You're familiar with all the technologies, right? So let's briefly go through some of the common characteristics, right, that generally associated with generation Z. Okay, it might not be fully describe you, or you might be have a different opinion, but these are the general characteristics, right? So you, okay, you love learning, right? Your sincere love for learning, right? So the way you to measure how much you learn, you usually depends on exam. All right. So if you score very high mark in exams, it proves that you had learned something. All right. So because you're born in the digital areas, right, you are very much a visual oriented person, right? You communicate or you absorb things or you learn things through visual. People like me, we learn things, we communicate using text, right? So your favorite communication will be visual, okay, like using YouTube, emoji, etc., etc. Right? You are probably experts in using multiple devices, smartphone, tablets, okay, laptop, desktops, game console, right? You are also considered much relatively generations which more concerned about the environment, right? So you do care about the environment, you do care about the plastics, for example, you do care about, okay, business. It's not only supposed to have the business not only had to be well performed, but at the same time also take good care of the general living environments. Okay, now something that is not really obvious, but usually, okay, there are some important aspects also related to Generation Z. Okay, for example, generally your generation is very, we call it time stress, meaning that you always find yourself short of times, not enough of time, right? Number two, economy stress, right? Economy stress here we refer to the in this case income, right? It's just the world developed in the way that, you know, the rich become richer and the poor become poorer. All right, there's one of the reason. Secondly, is when it comes to educations, all right, if you know, right, you understand the inflations of educations is actually one of the highest throughout the world, right? And for example, in the US or in UK, a lot of students actually had to take on a lot of loans to finance their study. So by the time they graduated, all right, they had to start paying the loan. Right, they, in that case, they do not have a sufficient income, okay, to live the life that they want to live. Right, it's all contribute to the economy stress. All right, the last one, okay, you also, okay, as a Generation Z, you also quite exam oriented. Okay, you exam observe. So these are the group of students, okay, that is which likely to enter into university. Whether you end up in Utah or other university doesn't matter, right? But it's just a general characteristics that usually associated with Generation Z. Right? Okay, so given what I described earlier, all right, let's for a moment, let's pause for a moment that these are your characteristics. All right. So the question will be, is studying business management course good for you? Right. People like you born in year 2000s onwards. Right. Now, to answer the questions, let me give you a short explanations on exactly what is about studying business management course. Specifically, right, if you in the business management course, these are the few things that you exposed to. Right. Number one, the business management course will actually help to develop your management skill. Right. The keyword here is a management skill. So you will able to develop your skill to run a business, to organize a business, right? All this is called management skill, right? So with a good management skill, you can actually become very competent and confident in dealing with all the uncertainties, all the challenges that the business is constantly facing, right? At this moment, for example, COVID-19, right? How do you deal with the COVID-19 situations, right? So this is the business course will be help you develop your management skill, how to run the business, how to organize your companies, how to and so on and so forth, right? The number two, all right, as a business management student, usually a lot of different type of industry will require such as students, right? So in that case, the employability is not a concern, right? For examples, all right, in the management, the company doing management will look for you. Company doing a consultancy will look for you. The companies, selling consumer goods, marketing and sales company will look for you. Human resources look for you. Retails and retails and sales businesses will look for you. All right. So the employability generally is high, actually quite flexible. Right. The third one's studying the business management course is actually opening out the business world to you. Right. By that I mean the business management course will expose you to the various critical aspects in doing business, right? For example, how to manage the people, right? How to develop a strategy to deal with the many types of issues facing the companies, right? And how to run a promotion campaigns to acquire new customers, right? So on and so forth. So these are all the critical aspects that typically a successful company will need to know, right? So this business management course will expose you to the critical aspects of running a business, right? The fourth is quite similar to the earlier ones, all right? So if you are taking any form of any type of business management course, you expose to multiple disciplining, all right? So you become more versatile. So you exposed to accounting, finance, marketing, retail management, customer relationship management, okay, cultural management, cross-cultural management, how to communicate with people who have different culture than you, so on and so forth, right? So you will be more you're exposed to all these areas, right? So at the end of the day, you become more versatile, right? The last one, of course, is very attractive, right? If you know how to, you have developed the necessary management skill, right? You know what are the critical aspects of running a business, and you are very versatile, right? You know about finance, you know about HR, you know about marketing, you know about sales, you know about logistics, right? So why not you become your own boss, right? So it's the best situations, isn't it? So these are the situations, all right? So these are the potentials, or these are the potential openings that are afforded to a students who study business management course. Now, all right? Now, if you are still not sure or uncertain what is good for you, or what is good for you, or what you need to study, or what your interest is, it's quite common, right? Okay, so it's quite common that we are not sure what we want or what we like. So it's common, okay, nothing to be shy about, right? If you are in that situations, all right, actually business management course is very good for you, right? Simply because what I explained earlier, okay, is expose you to the multiple business disciplines, it expose you to the business world. The employability is high because many different industry, many sector will look for you, all right? And you have the necessary management skill to run and operate businesses, okay, or companies, right? Okay, here you will see here quite a busy slide here. In the Utah, all right, for the students who enter into third year programs, we require them to undergo industry training, meaning that they go work, they go outside the university and work with a company just like a regular employee for 3 months. All right. Here, currently from the Faculty of Accountancy and Management, FAM, which I'm a part of the staff there. Right. Currently, we have about 120 students doing internships with various company outside. Right. So, what are the positions they are doing right now as an intern? So, we have interns, okay, who attach to the business administration departments, attached to the business and operations side, attached to the business development, communications and government affairs, customer service, digital marketing, e-commerce, HR admins, international sales, marketing, sales and marketing, new business development, operation and business support, supply chain management. All right. So you see here, all right, the student from the business management course, okay, are being employed, even though at this moment as an intern in various types of business, in various types of positions, right? This actually quite confirmed with what I say earlier, right? So employability, right, is not a main issue here, despite we are entering into the industry 4.0, right? Right. So let's I just quickly go. I'll just here. This one I will just I'll just skip. Okay. I'll go through with you. I think two or three very brief business case. In hope that to as a way to understand a bit details what exactly business management course study, right? So let's look at the first one, all right? This is a restaurant business. Okay, the background is the COVID-19, right? If you flashback 2-3 months ago, all right, whereby the MCO is fully enforced, all right, the one of the business suffered the most is the restaurant business, right? A lot of restaurant because of the MCO, all right, no dine-in is allowed, all right, and as such, restaurant was seriously affected, right? Small or big, right? I think you probably have observed, all right, to survive. A lot of restaurant, big or small, they start innovate. They start to experience different way of doing business. You probably have noticed, or you probably a customer of it, all right? So you start using the takeout, okay, a food delivery. Takeout here is a tapao lah, okay? So you tapao, okay, you call in, they give you the numbers, all right? You just pick up your food accordingly, all right? Some restaurants, some restaurant or this whichever the a restaurant, big or small, they also have these creative pre-cooked set meal. All right. So the foods, okay, the meal is prepared, cut nicely. All the ingredients are given to you. What you need to do here is just to light up your gas cooker and put the things together. All right. Then you can have your food just like the way you have a restaurant. Just that the difference is that you have to do it yourself. All right. But then it begs the question: is all these things sufficient for long-term sustainability? Right. For example, today, a few days ago, I driving, okay, in my taman here. So I noticed that a few of the restaurants have been closing down. All right, the big banner hanging outside, okay, for rent, right? So some restaurant actually not able to survive, okay, during this COVID-19 period. Here, the question is sufficient for long-term sustainability, right? Are they doing enough or not, right? So actually, we can we can use the business perspective, try to understand how the restaurant can face this challenge. Right? Here, the business thinking is to unbundle the restaurant business. Unbundle meaning that, okay, separate the restaurant business. How can you separate a restaurant business, right? So what you can do here is, for example, first, you unbundle restaurant into two parts. One is kitchens as a production factory. The second part is a dine-in as a service, right? So now you don't treat restaurant business as a restaurant business, but you see that restaurant business actually is a combination of two elements. First element is that you have a kitchen. The best way to think about your kitchen is that you treat your kitchen as any form of production factory, right? The second element is that the way you serve your customer, people come in to dine in, there is a service that you're provided, right? So you unbundle your restaurant business. The advantage of you able to think in such a way that immediately if you're able to unbundle your restaurant business into two different elements here I shown you, you can see what are the potential new business can develop from there, right? So if your kitchen, you start thinking your kitchen is just another factory, all right? The only is that this factory produce food, all right? So you can actually offer food delivery. You can offer the pre-cooked meal set, as we mentioned. You can also start produce a very simple video, all right, using the TikTok or YouTube, whichever, right? To produce a simple cooking instructions for your customer who buy the pre-cooked meal set from you. As such, all right, the customer can enjoy a different sort of experience while doing your cooking, okay, based on your pre-cooked meal set they have provided, right? And your dine-in service, you can further expand from there. All right. So by actually have a mindset of unbundle the restaurant business, immediately you offer a lot of new businesses opportunity that maybe before that the restaurant owner did not see it before. Right. Okay. So, but that is not the first. That is not the only thing. The meaning, if you're able to unbundle your business, restaurant business, okay, and you open out the new business opportunity for you, then you have to be a bit disciplined. Whichever the new business opportunity become available because you unbundle the restaurant business, you have to be careful that whatever new business that you decided to venture into, it will not incur additional investment for you. When I say investment, it could be, it's not only monetary, but also investment on new skill, new equipments, all right? So you don't have to, okay, incur additional investment or to learn new skill, right? Because you do this, you're going to increase your cost, right? So how to take advantage on the new opportunity open up by unbundle the restaurant business at the same time, no additional cost to you. That is how the various disciplines, business discipline come in. So you can, for example, using a very simple approach because standardizations, right? Meaning that, okay, you offer the standardized menu selection. Maybe before that, before the COVID-19, you had 20 items to choose from, but now you limit it to, okay, 5 or 6 items, right? So in that case, you standardize your menu. The ingredient more or less are the same, okay, but maybe prepare or cook differently. So you can keep your cost down. All right, or you can offer a flat rate for the set number of meal per week or per month, right? Here the important one here is, right, you as you pursue your different new business opportunities, you you are sensitive enough that whatever you do, you want to keep the cost down. So the way to keep the cost down, for example, you can use the standardizations. Okay, so you might see this is quite common. Yes, it is common, right? Because, all right, if you're aware, Asia, okay, is the best example how they actually perfect the way to unbundle their business. For them, they call Asia. The business is not flying people from A to B, right? For them, they see the business, yes, is flying from A to B. That is one the business. Another business is selling food, okay? A third business is selling insurance, and fourth and five, right? So they unbundle the flight, okay, into different elements as such, okay, that maximize the potential revenue from each of the segments, right? So this is, okay, unbundling, right? This is a what I call that we will, if you're in the business management, you'll be quite familiar with this. There are many ways to implement these unbundling concepts, right? Okay, the other one, business case study number 2. Okay, I think you heard this very, very almost every day, I suppose, like new normal. All right. I think in Mandarin they call it Xing Chang Tai, right? You heard it's new normal. What exactly is a new normal? Are we living now in the old normal? So now we enter into a new normal. It's like 2019 is an old year now. 2020 is a new year. So what exactly is a new normal, right? Now I want to highlight this because the term we use actually it shapes how we think and approach our business, right? If we keep thinking about we are in the new normal, so all the business do, all the business focuses will be focusing on new normal, new normal, new normal, right? That is the point of this brief case study. All right. So let's pause and think what is new normal. Right. Before I go into details, here is the okay, just a story, a pick up okay from the internet. So this 7-Eleven retained convenience in Japan's new normal. All right. So you can see again new normal. All right. So basically, this article is saying that uh, now in the post-COVID-19 period, a lot of the way consumer behavior shops had changed. It used to be consumer like to shop in the supermarket or hypermarket. But now because of concern of the COVID-19 virus, people like to shop at the shop nearby where they stay to minimize exposure to the virus. As such, shop closer to the neighborhood become popular, right? But they bring in a problems, right? Because then, for example, neighborhood A, their demographics could be quite different from neighborhood B who demographic. For example, no, people stay in, for example, I know people stay in section 17 in PJ. These are old houses. This place have been developed quite long time and tend to have more older people. Say people stay in Setia Alam, okay, new area, right? So because of the demographic are quite different, if you are retailers, okay, in this case 7-Eleven, you using a standardization we mentioned earlier, right? You sell the similar merchandise, have a similar layout, okay, but now people like to shops near to shops at the shops that nearby their where they stay, right? And because of different demographics, all right, it might have a mismatch, right? So as such, in this case, the 7-Eleven, they understand that. So they allow the operators to actually customize the merchandise, the goods that they carry to where they're located based on the demographics of that populations, right? So they call it new normal, right? Because this new normal, right? People want to shop where they stay, all right? But however, right, you look carefully, the new normal, the word basically implies that it's a new state, okay, a new situation that will bring a steady state going forward. So when you say new normal, meaning that there are no more changes already. This is a new normal. This is the way we should live. This is the way the business should operate. All right. But we are still in the post-COVID-19 period. What is the common characteristic of the current period? Okay, maybe you can sum up with the simple words of VUCA here, right? VUCA. Okay, it's just a short form for vitality, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. All right, volatility meaning that things changes very fast. Okay, uncertainty, not sure what will happen next. All right, what will happen? What we're doing now will be still relevant in tomorrow. Complexity, thing become very complicated. We need to think multiple things together. All right, and try to make sense of it. As such, we don't know what we do know, and we're not sure what we know is true or not. Right, so it's called ambiguity. Right. So in these periods, there's still a lot of uncertainty, complexity, volatility, okay, and ambiguity. All right. We actually don't know. We are kind of in the state of developing. The developing haven't been completed yet. Once we completed, then we can say it's a new normal. All right. So we, in this case, all right, the better terms to use is next normal, not new normal. All right. As I said, right, how we use the terms can actually affect what we see, especially in business. If you keep thinking that we are new normal, meaning that things have been settled down, okay, consumer behavior has changed. Seeing we all practice what I call social distancing. All right. So social distancing will be here and stay. All right. So our business will be operate based on social distancing because that is what people are going to do forever until next changes come about. but not necessary, right? Because right, your current state here, right? You want to move on to the we call it the new normal, right? So you have the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, right? Which we mentioned, right? So here we should use the word, okay, next normal to navigate all these uncertainties, right? Here, if you start thinking current time is a next normal, all right, then the business can adjust, can do the necessary things, can do the necessary adjustment to safely travel to the new normal. All right. So for example, if we understand that we are in this next normal, we can do all the 5R resolve. Okay, we determine the skill, the depth, and the action required to pass through this challenging time. Resilience. All right. How prepared are you to deal with all the shocks, changes, returns? Okay. How we make sure that our business can return to a good health, can have customers, can have revenue, can have profit, okay, can provide employment for the staff, so on and so forth. Right. After you're done, you manage to okay rejuvenate your business, return. Now you reimagination. Okay, how do you reinvent? For example, the restaurant business, to reinvent yourself, you unbundle the restaurant business. Okay, then from there, again, you do reform. Okay, you're strengthening whichever new business that you embark on. Okay, and what are the key learning point that you learn and smart from there. Right. So by thinking a next normal, it allow you to do all this resolve, okay, resilience, return, reimagination, reform. Because if you don't, for example, if you don't think next normal, but rather you okay, sorry, if you do you feel the thing that we are actually in the okay next normal, you keep thinking you are in the new normal, you probably won't do all this thing. As such, there is no new normal from you at the end of the day, right? So these are some of the concepts. How this is how we will approach, okay, how we conceptualize the business, right? The correct way to conceptualize the business will affect how you navigate your business, how you want to bring your business to the next level, right? Okay, so this one I'll just skip. Okay, so so this is these are the what I okay, basically the few slides earlier which I shared with you is the key message which I want to deliver to you. This is just my personal experience because I thought that see my okay keep talking about positive side of study business management course. Maybe I just give you some of my background. So prior to teaching in Utah, I work in the other industry. All right. So the industry I work before include the consumer electronics, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and consumer research. The type of company that I worked before, including the local company. Okay, in this case, you can call quote unquote Chinaman company. All right. So I also work with multinational companies, US, Japan, or UK. Right. I also work in the startup company before, a few staff only. All right. And at the end of the day, okay, I tried to set up my own business, but it was very challenging. All right. So my background is in the business management side, and these are the experience I had gained so far. And you can see, right? Actually, it makes you more versatile. Then actually you can do many things, right? So I will show you a quick video. All right. After the video, then we're going to open up for Q&A. So this video is actually it's a current student which I'm teaching. Right. So these are the first year student, maybe in their second trimester. Right? The slides is basically I ask them, okay, to show me any of the five things or five pictures that's best represent them. So by looking at that best the five things that they choose to show me, then I can have some idea who they are. So I think okay, you might be interested to see what kind of people enroll in Utah, and specifically what kind of people study business management courses in Utah, right? So I just quickly show you the video. Okay, so now I open up for Q&A. So I'm happy to take any questions that you have, right? Okay, I can see some questions here. Will you recommend to take master after getting a degree? Maybe here we're focusing on the basic degree program. So even though no master, maybe you talked. We have a different department to deal with it. I think you can get contact from there. May I know any company collaborate Utah so students can apply for internships? Yes and no. Yes, they are. For example, our accounting student under our what call the FAM, the top four or the big four. So we usually we have a good relationship with those recruitment department, and they frequently require our interns. Right. So our interns are actually in other companies also require our interns. Usually, their evaluations on our interns are quite good. Right. How do we find job? Is COVID-19 still the issue in our country? Okay. As I mentioned to you at this moment, all right, we have about 120 interns. Okay, students doing intern here. So actually, we at first we thought it will be a challenge to find an internship opportunity for our student, right? But what really happened is, to our surprise, we encounter very little issues. All right. But I do understand that, for example, other students, let's say they study computer programming, there are some issues, right? But here in study the general business management course, at this moment is seeing that okay, they are still in demand, right? As proven by the number of number of interns that we successfully placed in a various company. May I know, is there any suggestion what kind of business that can do during this period? Okay, this is not relevant to this the purpose of this Zoom meeting here. Okay, so not appropriate for me to address. May I know, is there any suggestion of what kind of business that can do during this period? Okay, I think I mentioned that, right? All right. Any other questions? Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask, especially related to the business course. Specifically, you want to understand more about the different type of course offered by Utah. What are the enrollment requirements and other details, scholarships, programs. All right. So Puan Noraila is the best person to answer these questions. As such, okay, I will pass over to Puan Noraila. Puan Noraila, can you take over now?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lee, for the sharing. All right, guys, before we end, please allow me to introduce you to the program which is we offer at Faculty of Accountancy Management in this Utah Sungai Long campus. Basically, we have these 4 programs offered at Utah Sungai Long campus. First is a accounting degree program with honors, which is the duration is 4 years. Second, we also offer building and property management with honors, which is the duration is 3 years. And we do offer also the economic honors, global economic degree, which is the duration also 3 years. And the last one will be this international business with honors, also with a 3 years duration. All right, guys, last but not least, if you all have any question, any inquiry related to our program, the fees, the intakes, and then the requirement, the entry requirement, anything else related to admissions, you all can because this will be recorded in our official Facebook page in Utar for you. So for further inquiry, you may contact us through WeChat, WhatsApp, and also Facebook, which is at the screen here. You also can directly email to enquiry@utar.edu.my. So we try our best to answer all your questions related to admissions. All right, so thank you for joining us today and have a nice day. Thank you.